Ooh, that was naughty. That's the 1 minute mile retest attempt done. I've just been sat here for the past 5 minutes just tried to breathe. It was tough, but it's supposed to be right. I know I didn't hit sub-5, but that just wasn't on the agenda. But after 6 weeks, pretty sure that I've probably knocked off about 20 seconds. A little bit short of the pacing that I was hoping for, but that'll come. Challenge for you. Go test your max effort 1 mile. Put it in the comments below. I'll see you back at the apartment for the debrief.
So, back in Bucharest in July, my mile time was 5 minutes 41. My mile time, 5 minutes 28. So I managed to knock off 13 seconds in my mile in the space of like a 6-week training block, which when you put it in perspective is absolutely loads of time. Like, it's a huge PB. Now, I'm under no illusion that 28 seconds is still 28 seconds away from a sub 5 minute mile. So there's work still to be done. But that's where the excitement comes from, right? I'm excited about doing that work. 12 weeks on Sunday or Saturday, depending on logistics, is when I'll be doing the event. So I've got 12 weeks to knock off 28 seconds. You better believe I'm ready. You better believe it. I am ready to go. Something about the mile, man. You just can't hide. You literally just can't hide. There's nowhere to hide in a mile. A marathon, you can have a slow start and pick it back up. You can put some of the super trainers on or what have you. You know, an Ironman, you can get all the best kit. You can get the best bike, etc, etc. There's nowhere to hide on a mile. It's literally you, the tarmac, and your mind. It's you, the tarmac, and good, solid, honest work. Same with deadlift, right? There's no fancy chalk, there's no fancy belt, there's no fancy anything that is going to help you lift that bar off the floor. It's just grit, determination, and resilience. And that kind of is what I embody. I love that shit. You know, it's just you v you. No fancy gear, no fancy shit. Like, you can get the best running trainers in the world, but over a mile, they're going to make zero difference whatsoever, which is what I love. There's no variables here. I'm the one who either makes this work or doesn't, and I fucking love that. So that's where we're at with a mile, guys. 5:28, 28 seconds, 12 weeks. You better believe it's going to happen. You better believe it's going to happen. Now, on to the rest of the day. That is lower body with deadlifts and squats in, and then a 30-minute easy run to follow it off. Felt great, that run, like really, really good. I'll put it up here somewhere, right? 140 average heart rate at a 440 pace, which is awesome. I'm so happy with that. The deadlifts and squats felt a bit heavy, to be honest, but with the max effort mile yesterday, doing a test like that and having a challenge in place really does reignite a fire up your ass. And that's why in my coaching, Built to Thrive, I have testing weeks with my clients every 10 weeks, because it's so much fun to see where you're at, and then knowing another 8 to 10 weeks you're going to test again. It's why I encourage clients to do triathlons, sprint triathlons, high rocks, whatever it might be, marathons, half marathons, 5Ks, 10Ks, bodybuilding shows, powerlifting competitions, right? Because it's so much fun and energizing to have some goals. You know, back when I was doing my bodybuilding stuff, I knew that something were a bit missing. I knew that something just wasn't quite there. I know it's some people, right? Some bodybuilders can get into that gym and psych themselves up every single time to lift like one more rep on the hack squat or whatever it is, and fair play to them, right? To me, that was what we're missing. It wasn't a challenge, and I think that's what we see in the tide turn now, right? With high rocks and, you know, obviously CrossFit feels like CrossFit has had its day. It will definitely come back though, for sure. But it's that energy. It's not just seeking one extra rep on a lat pull down that nobody really cares about. It's doing something that is hard. You know, and I'm not saying bodybuilding isn't hard. I have massive respect to all the guys who dedicate their lives to bodybuilding. But there's something different about pursuing hybrid related goals, in my opinion, whether it's strength focused, running focused, or a combination of the two, that just makes it above anything else. Yeah, as you can see, I'm pretty like excited right now. I'm pretty excited. So I need a shoot though, because I've got a call soon, and I need to have some lunch. And I need a shower, because I'm sweaty. So I'll catch you a little bit later. Peace out. Hello friends, YouTube, how we doing? I'm coming on just to have a real honest conversation with you. So I've just been putting together the bits of the YouTube that you've seen so far, and I feel a little bit lost with it already, like the vlogs that I'm doing. I'm looking at what I'm putting together and I'm like, it just seems like there's no like structure to it or anything like that, and I'm almost putting like pressure on myself to deliver something that I don't even know what I want to deliver with it. I just want to show you bits of my training and bits of my life and stuff and my diet and stuff, and once I've done it once, I'm like, do people want to see this again? And it's just putting me in a really weird spot where I'm like, am I actually delivering value here to people? But then at the same time, the education stuff that I put on my YouTube, that is the value. So what is this? What even is this what I'm doing? At the very start, I remember saying, I don't want this vlog series, the vlogs that I'm doing, to be the same as my education stuff. I want them to be different. I want this to just be me just showing my life. But how many times can you just do like a day in the life or a week in the life and just continuously show the same stuff? Or is that just me overthinking it? I think I possibly am. Like, I've got my education stuff to do my education stuff. I've got my client wins to show the great successes that come out of my coaching, Built to Thrive. I've got real talk because that type of mindset, that discipline, is something that I'm extremely passionate about. And then I've got the vlogs because it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something that I do for fun, but I feel like it's not fun right now because I'm putting pressure on myself to deliver something from these vlogs that I said to myself and you guys right at the very start that this series isn't that. There should be no pressure with this. And it's so funny, right, in life that we put so much pressure on ourselves to, I don't know, deliver something or provide something to people that just doesn't really need to be there. And I always want to provide some wisdom, and I always want to sit down at some point and, you know, provide some value and help in the best possible way. And I do hope that these like just off the cuff chats do help with that and help me. It's like almost like talking to a friend or my parents or something like that, and getting things off my chest. But yeah, it just feels like I'm just kind of like going over the same ground with these things and with the vlogs. So I am going to dive into a bit more detail about my training. Rather than just showing you my training, I'm going to dive into this is my training and this is why. These are the runs that I'm doing to get the sub 5 minute mile. This is the gym training stuff I'm doing to get my 500-pound deadlift. And, you know, these are things that I've identified to add into the split. You know, these are the things that I do for my recovery. These are the things that I track and monitor on a day-to-day basis. This is why I eat this for my nutrition, and go into a little bit more detail of why of those things as well, because I think that'll help a ton. But yeah, I just feel a little bit lost with it. So I don't know if this will be the end of this week's vlog here, and we'll just pick up next week and we'll go from there. But I think the key lesson might be from this for myself, and you know, from you guys as well, is pressure at the end of the day is a privilege, right? I'm incredibly privileged to be able to put videos on YouTube and try to help everybody that watches. I'm incredibly privileged, and I'm incredibly grateful for every single one of you for being here. I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram the other day. I'm so grateful for that. It looks like by the end of the month here, I'll have hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is absolutely insane. I'm so happy about that. I'm incredibly grateful for you all for that. But the pressure that you put on yourself, or I put on myself, to post on Instagram every day, to get 3 videos out on YouTube per week, can get a bit much. And I think in life, if you are trying your best and you are giving your best and you know that you're giving your best, that's all that ever matters. And you shouldn't put excess pressure on yourself if you are trying your best. If you're not trying your best, you deserve to have that pressure on yourself. You deserve to feel that little bit of like anxiety and whatever it might be. But if you're genuinely trying your best and you're just doing it out of the goodness and the almost like the kindness of your heart, you cut yourself a little bit of slack, and that's certainly what I'm going to do here. So if my vlogs just continue to have no real structure, this is why.
but I'm going to try get a plan of action out. And if anybody's got any advice or any tips or anything that you would like to see from this series specifically, please just let me know. Drop it in the comments, let me know, and we'll take it from there. But yeah, I think this is going to be it for this week. A little bit of a shorter vlog, just so I can just reset, put a plan of action out, give myself some creative thinking time, because I think that's what I'm missing. You know, always working on different bits and bats within the business and client work and stuff. And if you don't, as a creator, which I guess I am, if you don't give yourself that creative thinking time, makes no wonder that I end up having conversation like this, right? Because I'm not giving myself time to think. So yeah, guys, thanks very much for being here. If you do like these vlogs, give them a like. Drop us a comment of what you'd like to see next, please. And subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. Thanks very much. I will see you next week with a little bit more structure and this smiley, happy face and this stupid tash once again.